NANI?!
Oh, hello friend. They have something unique. A JRPG stylized zombie movie game. Considering the zombie fad of the past decade dabbed out like a silent fart, was also the rise of indie game devs, it's a wonder no one tried this mixture before. The title screen features scuffed MIDI music of the 16-bit era, very apt 90s cover art. There are only a handful of tracks in here, not very memorable in the ways that you'll be humming it in the shower. They fit the style of this era of games, though it doesn't fit the mood of a zombie movie. The game is set in late April of the 70s. Has quite a few references to zombie and media lore. Little things like Romero parking in not Philadelphia. We get a very Dawn of the Dead segment with raiders attacking a shopping mall. A zombie who I believe may be a reference to Flyboy. To how the game subtly hints then flat out tells where the virus came from. There's even a nemesis that stalks the group throughout the game that ties into the ending rather nicely. A few areas it touches on how the zombies retain memories and perform actions before the infection. Even the protagonists are references. The first character we meet, Barbara, who looks like she walked off the Charlie's Angels set, waking up in her apartment when things are going south, rescued by her brother John, or Johnny. These names seem familiar.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child!
Ben, who I assume is named after the lead in the original Living Dead, only this time he gets the Rick Grimes backstory of a cop in a coma for a month, waking in a hospital, overrun by zombies, without being eaten, somehow. Later come Helena, a young reporter that kinda has a Velma thing going on. Harry, a soldier with PTSD looking for his paradise in this new world who serves as our Ving Rhames. Story. Over 17 short chapters, a small band of survivors looking for safety. Every stop devolving into chaos and what humans are willing to become when faced with their own survival. When they choose wrong, are greeted with the sweet reward of undeath. We go from TV studio to the classic shopping mall, then a cryptic radio message on auto-repeat calling survivors to a military base, promising safety. Along the way, we get to know the character's personality and troubles. Really feels like a 70s Romero's movie. Map exploration consists of looting everything that isn't nailed down for supplies in between combat and story segments. First is newspapers and diaries for exposition dumps. This is critical as the only way to get weapons other than story pickups is to loot everything. There are packs of food that can be picked up. They only serve as giving a permanent +5 to all HP on pickup. Lastly, ammo. Guns are very powerful. Having enough ammo is required to defeat the bosses and the occasional annoying zombie types. This is spread out on shop walls after combat, looting bodies. There are many bodies to loot, sometimes trapped zombies waiting to attack. These seem to follow the Resident Evil rules where if there's a shadow underneath them, not a blood pool, they attack. A level of stealth is required as zombies who spot the team will chase them until the line of sight is broken. If multiple zombies see the party, the one initiating combat will bring all the others alerted to battle with them. No random encounters, thankfully. Combat is turn-based. No speed or ATB system. The protags go first, starting with Ben. The zombies then get to act. Most just slowly move forward every turn. A few special types get ranged attacks. If the zombies reach melee range, the screen blinks. If they act in melee before being defeated, they'll most likely one-shot a character. Enemies either need to be stunned or knocked back. Until the magnum or shotgun get picked up, the only way to do this is with melee weapons. Each has an attack rating and an HP usage percent. This means if the zombie isn't killed with the attack, that's how much HP will be taken out of the character on top of knocking back the enemy. Each character can equip 2 ranged and 1 melee weapon. Since the game is a bit of resource management, range 2 on Barbara and Helena should get some of the thrown weapons that don't use ammo. Ben and Harry have access to the rock and stun grenade. Most of the enemies can be weakened or defeated by basic abilities and thrown attacks, as the ammo is needed to mag dump and defeat the hit sponge bosses as soon as possible. Helen has a 1-round attack boost. With the higher attack weapons, can one-tap most enemies. Barbara has first aid, which is a weak heal, mostly uses to heal up in a battle with a single non-ranged attack zombie, as the party can only heal in battle to save serum. The main heals come from serum, heals 100 HP, can use as many as needed during any character's turn with 5 used as a revive. It's going to be a real useful and DPS match against boss, mostly as they pile on party-wide hits. There are a few insta-heal stations that come as candy machines or flaming barrels to help the grind for XP. There is a level up system. It's only 5 HP and a bit of attack each. Adds up fast by endgame. Early on it pays to defeat every zombie for XP. Later on, when the combat system wears out its welcome, it's easy to just grind up a few levels in the mall by kiting a bunch of zombies and taking them out with a shotgun. I do like the world movement screen. It shows the time and date of each event. There are 1 or 2 side quests I found. One was rather interesting, as you had the option to ignore it and keep driving. Conclusion. Is Raging Bytes a good game? Yes. Its premise is to be a zombie movie game. It accomplishes that fine. Lots of indie games try to claim they're inspired or take reference from something in the past, yet in execution fail to understand the assignment. The story here is really the best part. Although it takes inspiration from prior works, it uses elements in a new way to create a new story. I enjoyed that story very much, and it does feel as though it could be translated into a movie or mini-series very easily. And there weren't any bugs that I saw except for one, when the tracking on one of the zombies had broken. It did a little bit of a thriller dance for me. The problem comes when recommending the game. This is not some 100-hour epic like Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy. It's not a branching path choices matter epic. It's a 6-hour JRPG with overtly simplistic combat. Although the combat lacks depth, it works and functions fine. I admit it did wear out its welcome near the halfway point of my playthrough, becoming a bit tedious. The variety of enemies are decent. The overworld sprite matched the enemy type in combat, providing a nice way to target shamblers and heal between fights. The developer Kemco does churn out some simple, traditional RPG types, though they seem to have moved out of their comfort zone a bit with this game. It even leaves itself open to a sequel. Would be nice to have one with a bit more depth to push their abilities. I think a possible series has potential to be something. The little tidbits of scenic storytelling, doors clanging, groans of the undead, blood streaks leading to other areas, and gore everywhere set a very nice atmosphere rarely seen in the RPG genre. If one does intend on getting the game, I recommend as always buying it on sale. $20 is a bit much for a 6-hour game that I can spend on games that have much more content like Valheim or Dave the Diver and get 30 plus hours easy. That's it for now.